Hi, my name is Nora. I am 56 years old, and my life didn't turn out quite the way I wanted. Once upon a time represented the 2 years ago. Jonathan, me husband, passed away, leaving behind a lot of thoughts. Andy decided to spend some time remembering things. Since then I spent the remaining days quietly studying gardening, went to family gatherings, and I read books in the evenings. But that's all changed that year when I came to Nathan, Jonathan's nephew. Aravet was 27 years old, and he had some unstoppable energy that I can't control. I could understand that he had just finished a major project in the city and came to village to take a break from the hustle and bustle Furs kept to himself. While walking around alone in the forest or reading on the veranda, gradually we started to talk about everything. Little by little he had an unusual ability to ask questions that made me feel like I realized this feeling I have not experienced. It's been many years since I've been messing around with the old stuff. Nathan offered to help with the fence in the garden, worked silently but with concentration, and too couldn't help but notice how different he was from Jonathan. If my husband was often immersed in his thoughts, then Nathan seemed to be completely olive in the present moment. Every day I was looking forward to our conversations even more, and in his the air became lighter for the company. Along with this, a feeling of new opportunities that I have long forgotten. One day when the sun's rays were breaking through, I decided to make out through the tree branches. The attic is a place where things were stored and sorted. Things at that moment appeared in the doorway. Nathan, his shirt was stuck to his body from the summer. Need help? He asked in the heat with a slight smile. I didn't have time to answer. Ash lifted the heavy chest as if it were. Be careful, I said in a weightless voice. The chest is probably older than both of us together. Taken, he laughed, carefully placing it's good that I'm here to put it on the floor. We found help in the work process, a box of old, and Nisi couldn't resist taking photos, smiling, showing him pictures from her in his youth. Newton looked at them with you were handsome, he said with interest at looking at the photo. Where I was 20, I laughed. It was so long ago, but he answered calmly, it doesn't matter. His words were stuck in the air, filled with unspoken, which I couldn't handle. Cope that evening at home, ordinary Nago left me on the couch with a cup of tea, watching the sun disappear behind the horizon. My mind again and again returned to the attic and Nathan's words. They awakened something in me long ago forgotten. When he returned, his cheeks were amazed by the cool evening. Sat down opposite me and thoughtfully looking asked, are you okay? I nodded, although I wasn't entirely sure. I'm thinking about what you said earlier, I answered. He leaned forward, leaning elbows on knees. I didn't mean to cross the devil, he said softly. Just like that, you carry a lot on your shoulders, and I know what is it like. His words caught me in surprise. Really? I asked. He nodded. Losing loved ones changes you. Think that everything needs to be kept under control himself, but it's not. His voice sounded sincere, and for the first time in a long time felt like a burden on my shoulders are starting to sag a little. We sat in silence, but this silence was cozy. And coming the next day, I caught myself doing it. I'm looking for any excuse to spend time with Netnam, whether it's home renovation or work in the garden. I was drawn more and more to Himto's society, although she couldn't do it. To explain, one day when we were planting flowers along the fence, I asked him about life in the city. He spoke about long working days, feeling that he is out of place, and about searching for something more. Therefore I asked again. I think I was hoping find a little clarity, he replied, or at least I have peace. Smiled. Did you find the right place? He looked up and quietly asked if he had found it. His words hung in the air, leaving me in thoughts. One evening when we were sitting on the veranda, Nathan asked, have you ever thought about starting all over again? I thought for a moment and replied, always thought it was too much for that. It's too late, he replied softly. Never. It's too late. His words hurt something inside me that I have long belly evade, a lost part of myself.